Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. There is a big update, or at least news, that's coming out here very soon around Immersys. This is a game that I really like to play when I'm doing those AMA style videos. It's a 3D RPG game that they're developing, and they're doing a great job on it. They made an announcement this week around a new planet that the team has discovered, and we're going to be eventually getting access to that new planet. So I wanted to do a video around that. They have a huge sale that's going on this Friday that I think is going to be really good for the overall project and really Wax in general, because it opens a new DLC, downloadable content style aspect to Wax. And basically the people that do end up purchasing the license that I'm talking about here shortly actually get part ownership in the expansion, almost like land in the expansion. So we'll go through, I'm jumping ahead of myself here, but let's go ahead and talk about this. Basically, they announced that they had discovered a new planet called Altamoria, where there's going to be a lot of cool things going on. And I'm going to have a link in the description to this announcement, so you can go ahead and check out the details yourself, because I'm going to go ahead and go through it relatively quickly, because I want to show you some of a sneak peek of this new planet here very shortly, so you can take a better look at it. But on October 28th, they are introducing or launching the Planetary Travel Network, PTNs. What these are, they're basically crowdfunded. Basically gives players a chance to own an aspect of the game, where basically it's a network that connects the initial content, the version that we have access to now, to all of the future planets. Initially, it's going to be the Altamoria. It's going to be the first one that's going to be out there. And depending on how things roll out, additional content down the road, they could have additional planets. I'm assuming as the game goes on and the development continues that there's going to be harder planets to get to for higher level people. And I think that'll be the path down the road. I'm not 100% sure on that, just my guess. But this is the start to be able to access these additional planets with additional content. This new planet has a lot more PvP, PvE stuff. That's also going to have additional equipment. So lots of new things that they're going to be adding to this new planet. And again, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you a sneak peek of the beta, so you get an idea of what the planet's going to look like. In talking with Dan on the Immersys team, they have a lot planned for this, and it looks and sounds super cool. It's really getting closer and closer to the first 3D RPG style game on Wax that I know a lot of us really like to play. So the gamers inside of you, the gamer inside of me, and the gamers out there will really appreciate and enjoy what they have in store for Immersys. Let's go down to it as far as the details go. There's going to be two things that are going on sale. First thing is the PTNs. That's the Planetary Travel Network. Basically, what they're doing is they're selling shares, and there's 40 available. Basically, it's a crowdfunded, as I mentioned before. These 40 licenses will go ahead and fund the development of the planet and basically give you ownership. It's, as far as access to this new planet, it isn't going to be just restricted to these 40. The 40 basically get some ownership of the planet, but they're also going to have other items called transport licenses, which gives normal players access to this planet and the additional equipment that goes along with it, and the additional benefits that go along with it. And that the number of those is going to be basically unlimited. Those licenses are going to be available to everybody, and basically you purchase it one time and you get access to this planet, which is pretty cool. And that'll continue to go down the road as far as the licenses. Again, the licenses basically give you the access to travel. It doesn't give you the ownership or the benefits with the ownership, but it gives you a chance to go to the planet and get access to this new content and additional new resources down the road, equipment, things like that. It's a cool feature that they're putting in here. Again, the sale is going to go on October 28th, this Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern, which I believe, don't kick me if I say it wrong, I believe it's 1600 UTC or 1800 UTC, one of those two. So double check on your side. but it is 2 p.m. Eastern time frame. And what some of the features that this new planet is going to have, just give you some of the details. Again, it's called Altamoria. It's going to be mountain meadows, so there's a lot of mountains that are going to be involved in this. There's a combat rate of dangerous because there are going to be bears and other animals that do attack, so you have to be able to defend yourself. There's a lot of the standard resources that we saw on the initial planet, but they did mention that there's going to be new resources, new blueprints. Down the road, you're going to be able to get equipment, maybe new weapons. So lots of cool things there. As far as mining requirements, there is a mining requirements of 5, which is really easy to get if you have a pickaxe in the game. So these are all things that are kind of cool. I think every time they do a new planet, they're going to do this kind of basically this scenario or tell you about the planet as far as the levels go. And as I mentioned, I feel like down the road, as more of these planets come out, they're going to get higher level and higher difficulty, just basically bringing challenges and new. So they have both content for beginners and also those that have been leveling quite a bit. So it keeps everybody interested in the game. As I mentioned, the exploration crew is a crew of 40. This is the ownership. It's going to cost 1 million Fate. So you actually have to. They're selling it in Fate. They're not selling it in Wax, which I think, as I've said many a times, I really like it when projects actually do sales in their own currency, because I think it's a great way to go ahead and do that. It also raises the value of the currency, so they're not just doing a Wax pool. So not trying to get Wax, they're actually using their own token, which again increases value both from the token perspective, but also the NFT perspective. These 40 crews is going to raise 40 million Fate, which will fund this additional planet and the overall travel network. As I mentioned, they're also going to have transport licenses that are going to be available for the average player. It's going to cost 25,000 Fate. Again, it's in the currency of the game. And the last thing that they mentioned here is the crew owners are going to earn 80% of any license fee out there. So basically, those 40 crew owners, every time a license is sold, 20,000 of that Fate is going to go back to those owners, which is about 500 Fate an owner, which if you look at one license is small, but if you look at the overall totality of the potential of this, it could be you could get your quote unquote investment back. Again, not going to really dwell on that, but there's benefits to going ahead and getting the crew exploration crew. Sorry, I keep saying it wrong. The PTN access. You also get an NFT that goes along with it that is transferable. The transport licenses, they did mention above here that those are not transferable, and that is this right here. They're one-time purchases, and they are not transferable. So that is the license. That's the 25,000 Fate. But the PTN do have NFTs, and that's the 1 million. That's the limited to 40. Those are NFTs, and they are transferable. So if you go ahead and grab one during the sale, down the road you decide that you want to sell it, you can sell those. So that's good news for those of you out there that are interested in this. I'm gonna jump here in a second over to the actual beta version, but I wanted to give you my thoughts on the sale. First of all, before I give you my thoughts, let me go ahead and give you the disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Please understand that I'm not a financial advisor. Please make sure you do your own research before you go ahead and think of any purchases or jumping into any games. Now, having said that, personally, I am very interested in this. I'm very high on Immersys because I think it is, as of right now, for a 3D game perspective, it is the best functioning one. In talking with Dan as far as the roadmap down the road, they are far and above any of the other RPG games out there. I think they have a great plan forward, and I think the game is just super underrated right now. I think as they continue to move forward with the development, and as we pull out of this, I keep saying pull out of the bull market because I think that's going to be one of the good games explode again. I think they are setting themselves up to be a very successful game. Again, not financial advice, just my personal opinion. So I will be going for one of these crew licenses. Hopefully I get one. I think they're going to sell out pretty quickly though. So I'm just hoping I am able to grab one. All right, now let's go ahead and jump over to the beta version of the game itself so I can show you what that looks like. Okay, we are jumping in here. Again, this is beta, so this is a very, very small segment of the game. And talking to Dan, this is technically the combat version of the game itself. So there is some collecting that we can do from a lumber and tree perspective, but most of the collection aspect of the game is turned off. So keep that in mind as we're going through. In addition, this is again a very small section of the new planet, so you'll only be seeing a little bit of it right now. So we are jumping in there and just throwing it out there. There's a good chance that I'm going to get attacked when I'm in here. So we are heading there. You'll see up there that we got some bears going on. The overall planet looks great. It looks a whole lot more natural as you keep going. This is where you look when you first get in there. They have different aspects, which I may try and jump over here. But let me go ahead and show you what I have, at least to start. You see the trees here are highlighted, which means they are gatherable. You'll see most of the trees right now are not highlighted, and that's for testing purposes. They wanted to just go with a lighter, I guess, environment, so they could do some testing more on the combat side. So I'm just going to show you can go ahead and attack those, but it's only the ones that are highlighted. So let's go up here. You see there's going to be more bears. When Dan was in here, the bears were actually attacking him. They weren't attacking me, so I think that was part of the way it's set up. So eventually these bears will attack you. So it gives a more RPG style just chance to the game. You can't just go and gather and gather and gather. You actually have to worry about what's out there. So I'm going to go ahead and start attacking this guy. He will not attack back, but they will, when the game is live, attack you. You also have the PvP option. And we're going to go ahead and get closer. So I'm attacking right now with a bow. And I got him. So I'm going to go ahead over here and actually attack this guy with magic. Where'd he go? There was another bear here somewhere. But you see that there's NPCs around that are mining. There's going to be, the overall look of the game is a whole lot better. One other things I wanted to show you, I wanted to just keep running down this path. Like I said, this is a small section of it, but you can see it expands. There's a nice beach down here. I'm not going to go over there because that area is not necessarily live yet. But I'm going to continue to go around here because there's some cool things. There's new buildings. That's going to be down the road that they're going to be using buildings for quests and different tasks that you can go ahead and do, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to run down here and show you at least what the building looks like. There's going to be NPCs in there. As you saw from those miners back there, there's also going to be, there's a farmer down here. You see some more miners that are going ahead and chopping away. Continuing to run down. And again, remember that this is a very small portion of the game, but it's still pretty big. They're doing a great job with it. All right, now I'm going to show you the magic. So I think I have the magic on here. And the magic actually works really well. I think I might have to try and figure out how to get this in game because it kills them pretty quickly. The next bear I'll show you the melee attack, but I wanted to show you the building over here. This is the farm itself. Oh, we got a bear here, so let's go ahead and show the melee. Again, they are not going to attack me. You can go ahead and do the focus. The melee takes the longest, and he keeps walking away from me. And it looks like you kind of have to be, for the melee, it's the best to be within that red circle. Again, they will attack back when the game is live itself. There's stamina. If you look at the top left of my screen, when I run out of stamina, I can't really attack anymore. Again, trying to add more of the RPG aspect to it. Now let's go over here, and you see we have a well. We have a farmer that looks obviously still beta version. the buildings you can actually walk into, and there's different levels that'll be used here down the road. So there's a lot of cool things that they're adding to the game itself. There is PvP, so I did record a bit of PvP from earlier when Dan and I were online. So I'll jump over to that here in a few seconds. But before I do that, I want to, since it is just a small clip that was pre-recorded, let me go ahead and ask you all the question before we jump over to that. What are your all thoughts about this? I think it's great. I think they continue to develop. They've been doing a great job at it. I've been trying to highlight it. Looks like Dan just jumped in here. Maybe we'll go ahead and attack him just to show you some of the PvP side of it. He's actually a whole lot better than I am, but I'm going to go ahead and try and sneak up and attack him because I think he may be AFK. Ooh. We're killing him. Yeah, he is AFK. This... Sorry, Dan, if you're watching this. I just wanted to show that the PvP side of it. Sorry, Dan. I know you usually watch my videos, but I wanted to show that since you were there. So next time he sees me, he'll probably sneak attack me. So I'll have to expect that in the future. But I'll go ahead at the end of this and show you a quick clip of when there's 3 of us online, just we're kind of attacking each other. So I will show that here. But before I do that, go ahead and leave in the comments down below. What do you think of this? Have you played Immersys yet? If you haven't, I highly encourage you to. There is a PvP side of it. I'm sorry, not PvP. There will be a PvP side, but there's a free-to-play aspect to it that you can go ahead and get started and collect the fibers. And I've mentioned that a number of times. So if you haven't tried it, I highly suggest that you do try it. It's just a great game. It's a lot of cool aspects to it. So let me go ahead and jump over how it looked before, and you can actually see 2 people PvPing over here, which is neat because you can actually do that quite a bit. And there's the flames, which I'd never had before. Oh, and then it looks like Dan just won. Dan and I were playing earlier, and if you don't know who Dan is, he's with the Immersys team, basically one of the owners of the project. And I am getting attacked now. So that's one of the things. And it looks like, and I'm actually pretty terrible with this, but I was able to win that one. And it looks like Dan is coming after me, and I'm going to die here soon. There we go, I died, but I at least got some impact on him. So yeah, in the new world, there's quite a bit of PvP, which is fun. So you're going to have a lot of people jumping out here and PvPing. As I mentioned, I am not very good at PvPing. So I got to get Dan here. We're teaming up on Dan now. He's a whole lot better because he's had a lot of practice with this. There we go. Had to get him. All right, I hope you enjoyed that quick sneak peek of the beta version of the new planet. Again, it is a small portion of what they're going to have available. Just to give you a quick recap of some of the details. One, a whole new planet with a whole new group of challenges and adventures. Down the road, they'll have armor, they'll have tasks and quests. They'll have a whole bunch of stuff that they're going to continue to add. You have the PvP and the PvE element to the game that's not currently in place. So a lot of cool things that are happening. As far as the sale goes, just a reminder, it'll be October 28th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. The crew passes are going to cost 1 million Fate. So if you don't have the Fate, you can jump over to the Altamoria market and exchange it. It is a little bit pricey. That's why they only have 40 slots available. But there's a lot of advantages that come with it. And then they'll also have the 25,000 Fate transport licenses. So if you made it this far, I want to go ahead and give you a heads up. I am teaming up with the Immersys team, and we're going to go ahead and give away a few of the weapons for the Immersys game to get you ready for the new planet. If you jump over to my Discord, there will be a link in the description below. We'll go ahead and have a giveaway going for a few of those items. we'll have one giveaway going now at the time of the launch of this video, and then we'll maybe give a few more away throughout the week leading up to the sale on Friday. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.